Well, thanks for stopping by the MAC weather page for this Wednesday, December 16th, and we got a pretty active weather pattern coming up over the next week or so. And overall, it's going to be a very warm pattern, although we do got about 3 days of some pretty chilly weather. Temperatures back down near normal into Saturday, beginning tomorrow, and there could be some snow showers and maybe even accumulations of 1 to 4 inches along the lake shore and maybe heavier, spottier amounts. But again, inland areas, just maybe a few snow showers as we get into Friday. But we don't expect much more than trace amounts, certainly less than an inch as it looks right now. If we look at the low-level wind flow, you can see the storm that's going to get us some cold air once it moves off to our northeast. And you can see it's a pretty wrapped-up system, taking a pretty similar track as the last one. However, the one thing you don't notice with this storm, we do not have a solid inflow of Gulf moisture, so precipitation amounts across the Great Lakes will be much, much less, mainly hundredths of an inch to possibly as much as a quarter of an inch. And then that's outside the snowbelt area. The snowbelt areas obviously will get an extra tenth or two of liquid amount of precipitation in the form of snow. You can see on the forecast map this morning that low pressure system across southern Minnesota is going to track to the northeast. It'll drag an occluded front and a couple of weak waves around it over the next 36 hours, changing some rain showers into snow showers across the Great Lakes. And you can see by tomorrow that low pressure system now north of Lake Superior, the cold front well off to our east will be into colder air. And again, snow showers will break out, especially across the areas around 131 into the west. And then by Friday, cold air will be firmly in control across the Great Lakes, with the traditional snowbelt areas of Lake Erie, Michigan, and Superior picking up a lot of snow downwind of those areas. When I say a lot of snow, we haven't had much snow this year, so anytime you get 3-4 inches of snow, that's pretty significant. And again, you can see the favored locations where the most accumulations are likely to happen. If we look at the forecast of precipitation from the GFS model over the next 8 days leading into Christmas, or 8 or 9 days leading into Christmas, you can see a significant amount of rainfall, but this is less than yesterday's run. Now, the European model shows only about a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch across the area, much, much less precipitation, but we got two big storms. They're both well out into the Pacific, so over the next couple of days, we're going to see the models flip-flopping around as to how much precipitation and where the heaviest amounts will fall. But again, it looks pretty confident that these storms are going to go to the west of Michigan, bringing warm, wet weather. So any snow that does fall across the lake effect areas will likely melt, and I expect most of the area to have a green Christmas this year. And you can see there is support on the Canadian model of significant rainfall over an inch across much of the Great Lakes. And again, it looks like the second system, the Wednesday into Christmas Eve, Christmas Day system, looks like it'll be the bigger of the two systems, and that'll help pump up warm temperatures well into the 50s and maybe even a 60-degree temperature. But we'll have to watch the model trends over the next several days. And as far as the next 144 hours on the Navy no gaps model, you can see the best precipitation. This would include the Monday system. Not real impressive, except for it does show about an inch across southeast lower Michigan into southwest Ontario at our locations there. But again, we'll continue to follow that Monday system. I think there's going to be more to that system than what the models are currently showing. And the system as we get into Christmas, to me, looks quite big. And as far as the 6 to 10 day outlook, you can see much of the eastern U.S. warm to much above normal temperatures and wet across the area from the Gulf to the Great Lakes. This will be the battle zone. It's ridging off to the southeast, big trough out west. It's going to create stormy and cold conditions out there and stormy and warm conditions across the Great Lakes. And if we slide it down to the 8 to 14 day outlook, you can see that reinforcing cold trough out west, ridging to the east, most likely, again, above normal precipitation across the Great Lakes as we find ourselves in the warm side of the battle zone. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day, and 73s to all.